Welcome home. Bethesda have released the first large Inside the Vault article for 2019, and there are a lot of promising things in this article that are very good for the future of Fallout 76. First of which is the following statement. We want to have a conversation with you, whether that's about patches, new content, or things you want to know about. We're working on sharing as many details with you as possible, and we're excited to share new details and clues on updates and additions to the game in the coming weeks. They followed up on that statement with an update on how they plan to do Inside the Vault articles moving forward. We're also going to iterate on Inside the Vault as well. Timing, the information it includes, diving deep into some specific fixes, and why it's taking us longer to fix others. These weekly updates will be your one-stop shop for Fallout 76 info. Confirming that we'll be getting an Inside the Vault once per week moving forward that will include a lot more information about the game's future, what they're working on, and why certain things are taking so long. Now here's what they had to say about community feedback. Keep talking to us. We can't answer everything, but please keep giving us your thoughts and we'll keep sharing with you. Just because we're not posting in other places as often doesn't mean we're not seeing what you're taking the time to write and seeing how we can act on it to make Fallout 76 even better. Which is great to hear, as a lot of people have been complaining about the silence from Bethesda. But if you do head to places like Reddit, you can see people like Lone Vault Wanderer, a community manager for Bethesda, staying very active in the Fallout subreddits and going ahead and sending people's feedback about Fallout 76, especially about exploits, directly to the development team. Speaking of exploits, here is what Bethesda has to say about them with their A Message on Exploits. We want Fallout 76 to be a happy and healthy world for all players, and we know that there are concerns with players finding and abusing exploits. We're working hard to find, fix, and address these as they show up. The number of players raising these to our attention has been incredibly helpful in our process of getting to the bottom of these exploits, and we greatly appreciate it. We want you to know that we take these exploits and those abusing them very seriously. Once identified, we work very closely with our support team to remove problem players that are abusing these exploits, whether that's the duping exploits or those using cheat apps or mods to access areas in-game that are otherwise inaccessible and unintended for players in the game world. As we continue to change the game, we fully expect to identify new issues, but we will continue to track and resolve exploits. If you think you're experiencing an exploit, stop using it immediately and let our support team know in a ticket. If you feel you have experienced an issue regarding another player, including observing them using an exploit, we encourage you let our support team know by submitting a support ticket. So it's good to know they have a strong stance against exploits. My only hope is that they push out fixes for these exploits a lot faster than what they have been doing. Right now it takes them about a week or two, if not longer, to fix huge exploits, even if they're aware of the problem. I think issues like this need to take priority and get pushed out in a quick hotfix, not delayed until the next big patch. Speaking of the next big patch, here's what they've told us about the next updates, also known as Patch 5. We're still targeting the end of the month for Patch 5, which will have another big wave of fixes. As a change moving forward, we will be working to make sure that Inside the Vault is the first place you see patch notes released. Patch 5 notes won't be finalized until later in the month, but we want to give some more information on a couple of planned changes for Patch 5. First of which is changes to two-shot and explosive legendary mods. The two-shot and explosive legendary mods will be undergoing a few balance changes in this next patch. We know that there has been some frustration over how powerful these mods are, particularly when combined and used in player versus player combat. With Patch 5, the damage bonus for two-shot legendary modded weapons has been reduced from plus 100% to plus 25% damage. The explosive legendary mod has a reduced damage bonus, now adding plus 20% of the base weapon damage with explosive radius damage instead of plus 100%. The second big change included in Patch 5 is mod scrapping no more. We are aware of the aggravation involving mods being accidentally scrapped. Patch 5 will be implementing a fix so that loose weapon and armor mods must be scrapped manually to be used in crafting and repair. Two very solid and needed changes for Fallout 76. I've seen a lot of people happy about both of these. It's just a little bit of a bummer that the mods will be so much weaker now, but they did need some sort of nerf, especially for player versus player. Feel free to leave your thoughts on those changes in the comments below. Also, Bethesda wants your help with shaping in-game events moving forward. Here is what they had to say. As we've stated time and again, your feedback is crucial to making appropriate changes and improving the overall player experience. This week, we'd like to hear your thoughts specifically on in-game events, specifically aspects of events that you really enjoy and want to see us double down on, and areas we can improve. Please share your feedback in the Bethesda forums or join our friends at Reddit to let us know what you think. Some of our biggest questions include, which events do you feel are most rewarding to you? Which events do you not care about doing or dislike, and why? Which events do you prefer to play in a team versus solo, and why? What types of events would you like to see in the game? How do you join events? Do you fast travel? Do you go to the location expecting to start an event? And how would you feel about bonuses for completing a daily or weekly event? Also, because players come into events at various stages in time, another thing we're talking about is how to provide you with a greater sense of the event's current status. We know it can be disheartening to spend your hard-earned caps traveling to a location only to discover upon arrival that the event has already concluded. We're still working through this to come up with a resolution. Providing your feedback and questions and any further information you like to share on events will help us come to a better solution to any frustrations you may be having. And from what I've seen, this has been more of a recent complaint by people, so the fact that Bethesda's already jumping on this is quite impressive, as I've seen it a number of times on Reddit over the last couple of weeks. So I'm glad that they're aware of the annoyance. Honestly, I think that they should just add a timer to the map if they can, to show you how much longer the event will last for in the server. As for some really good news about the future of Fallout 76, it looks like after this huge push for bug fixes, Bethesda will finally be able to focus on quality of life changes to the game and content updates. Here's what they had to say about the near future of Fallout 76. Because we're getting more and more of launch bugs addressed, we expect our Inside the Vault features to focus more on quality of life improvements and new free content arriving in the game, which I feel like the game desperately needs. It needs that breath of fresh air, as there is currently no endgame content keeping the player count up. I personally stopped playing the game about a month ago. I enjoyed playing the game with my subscribers, but you can only enjoy launching nukes and killing the Scorchbeast Queen so many times. So I really hope they double down on endgame content. Now, the most intriguing bit is the ending of the article, titled "A Little Down the Road." You may recall late last year we mentioned we're working on a new way of playing the game that removed PvP restrictions. While we're still doing some tweaking and adding, we thought we'd give you a little more info to go on. Think of it like playing the game you're already playing right now, but with no PvP rules. We want to introduce significantly more tension, drama, and consequences with every encounter with another human player. We've received questions about our new mode and want to clarify that this mode will be playable separately. It will be a new option accessed from the main menu. This mode will be designed for fans that want a more hardcore PvP experience. The rules of PvP as they currently are in the game are not changing outside of the new mode, which is phenomenal news. Something me and many other players hate about Fallout 76 is the lackluster PvP that is just awkward, unfair, and unbalanced. So this is big news for the game, at least for me and a lot of other PvP lovers. And to wrap everything up, here is what they teased for the future of Fallout 76. We'll also have more to share on other new content and features soon. While it's a little early to give specifics, we can tell you that our first major content update will roll out over several weeks, consistently adding new activities to keep the world feeling fresh and ever-changing. Fallout 76 isn't in the best state right now. However, the future is looking a lot more bright than it was before, and I hope the best for this game. I truly want it to improve and become a more enjoyable experience for everyone. I don't want it to stay in its current state, and I think it's stupid for anyone to feel that way. But that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, please smack that like button down below, subscribe to join the good fight if you haven't already, and ring the bell icon to stay updated in all of my future videos. It'd be super greatly appreciated as always. And until next time, this is Epoxy, signing off.